What's up guys, it's Matt from TDM Style here, and finally, welcome back to the channel. Once again, welcome back to the Summer of Tank Tops, and we're here for the second episode of the Summer of Sea Salt. So, yeah, welcome back. It feels like I've been away for like a month. Oh, that's right. I was. So yeah, sorry for that delay, but if you weren't aware or didn't see it in my community tab where I was complaining about it, basically, I've been away because I had a problem with my editing iMac and I had to bring it into Apple for repair, which normally wouldn't be a problem, but they had, for some reason, had to hang on to it for 20 fucking days. So I finally got it back, and now everything is working again. So this video I had planned on doing literally like 3 weeks ago, but yeah, here we are. So without any further ado, almost just hit myself in the face. Let's get started, and let's talk about the new Neon Sea Salt Foam from By Vilain. So before we get cracking into this bitch, I do want to mention I am doing a giveaway as well, or By Vilain is doing a giveaway through me. So yeah, be sure to stay tuned because we will be talking about that at some point. Could be in the middle of the video, could be at the end, could be now. Just kidding, it's not now, but stay tuned. So yeah, Summer of Sea Salt continues. I'm gonna try not to say sea salt like 50 times in this video, but it's inevitable. So we have this new edition from By Vilain, and they've gone with a little bit of a different approach. So rather than a spray like most other places do, this time they're calling it liquefied sea salt, and basically it's like a foam. So it does have this little, pump top, and when you get the product out of there, it is this really lightweight, foamy, almost like a mousse consistency, but not quite there. So getting started straight away with packaging, this here comes in this 150 milliliter or 5.07 fluid ounce pump top bottle. I was gonna say tube again, tube. Bottle though is the correct term, I think. And this one will run you $22 US from Slick Hair Shop. They do also offer this in a 50 milliliter travel size if you wanted to get a smaller one just to try it out. And taking a look at the bottle itself and the labeling, it does say heat protection plus texture on the bottom there, volume boost, beachy texture. Yeah, so as with most sea salt products, this is advertising, that kind of gritty, beachy, just out of the ocean texture, also some volume, and they've done things a little bit different here. So what makes this one unique, they are saying it does offer heat protection up to 300 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, whatever. I'll put it up on the screen for us weirdos in the US who still haven't converted to metric. And it does also say it has anti-static properties that prevent flyaway hair strands and nourishing ingredients that prevent buildup. So kind of transitioning that straight into the ingredients, I did, before I even read that little blurb, I honestly, when I was using it the first couple times and testing it out, I noticed like some interesting tactile feel. It's a real weird way to say that. I noticed it felt interesting in the hand. So it's like light and foamy, and then when you kind of just distribute, I can't, words are hard right now. Getting back into the swing of things. Yeah, when you rub it between your hands, it feels a little bit slick and slightly sticky, which it's real interesting. So alongside, of course, water and sodium chloride, which is your salt, they have a couple of other things in here, like PEG 40 hydrogenated castor oil, which is used in a shitload of products for that kind of, nourishing conditioning effect. And they have panthenol in here as well, which is, you boys are clever. So panthenol is a very, very smoothing, nourishing ingredient that's used in a lot of really nice, conditioners and leave-ins and other kinds of, smoothing and conditioning products. So I thought that was really clever of them to include those things in here because, especially for if you've got coarse, thick hair like I do, you probably will have noticed that most sea salt products, the grittiness can be a little bit too much, and then it can just be kind of dry and, tangly feeling. And so we've got a couple of smoothing, nourishing products in here that basically just counteract that. All right, next up, favorite category time. It's time to nose in. Well, first I have to. Now it's time. Tropical. Yeah, the scent is nice. It's just very lightly fruity. It's definitely not overpowering at all. Once you've got it in the hair, it just goes away. But, I feel like most sea salt sprays or other sea salt products typically are unscented, I find, or they just kind of, I don't know, they don't really have much of a fragrance to them at all. So it is nice that this one has a little bit of a just slightly sweet, fruity scent. That was a whole lot of sort of alliteration. So, with all that being said, I think it's time to move straight into demo footage, and I have 2 different demos here for you. So, they mention right on the packaging that you can use this. Obviously, it offers heat protection, so they're saying, you know, you can use it as a blow-drying product if you want to add some volume and texture in there, or you could simply apply it to the hair and scrunch it in and let it air dry for that, like, wavy, just off the beach look. So, I have a demo with exactly both of those things for you. Let's get into them. So for our first demo, we're going to go in with the natural beachy look. So we're starting out with freshly washed, damp hair. I've got nothing else in it, and we're going in with basically just 1 pump of the Nighne. And yeah, just going to work that through the hair and then just kind of scrunch it and tussle the hair just to get it into a very, you know, relaxed, wavy, lived-in state, and then we're just going to let that air dry for a bit. So here we are once everything has completely dried, and I will say right off the bat when it's dried, if you haven't touched it at all during the air drying process, there is a little bit of crustification going on. It does feel a little bit hardened, but there's no flaking or anything. Really all you have to do is just run your fingers through and quickly tussle the hair again, and then you've got that exactly what you're after, that wavy, lived-in, beachy, gritty look. And thankfully, I've finally done what I said I was going to do and cut my hair shorter for the summer, and so this is like the perfect length for me if I want to actually do this kind of like forward, beachy, wavy fringe type of look. So I'm actually really quite happy with how it turned out. And like I said, having the panthenol and the PEG 40 castor oil in there does definitely help, so while it does feel gritty, it doesn't feel overly dry. Now, for the next demo, we're going to use this as a pre-styler before blow drying. So once again, we're starting out with freshly cleaned hair, nothing else in it. And we're going in, yeah, once again with about 1 pump of Nighne. One thing I will mention, it does take some experimentation to find out exactly how much of this product you need. I will say you don't need much at all. And just do be careful with that, because if you overdo it and you go in with, you know, like a shitload of this stuff and you have coarse or thick hair like I do, then that grittiness and dryness from the salt is going to take over, and it is going to be a little bit overwhelming and your hair will feel a bit on the drier side. But as long as you just use a little bit, you won't have that problem. Of course, if you've got finer hair, you might need to use a little bit more, because then you can use a little bit more of that like volumizing grittiness effect to just really thicken the hair and get that volume really in there. Anyway, back to the demo. So we've got everything worked in, and then all that's left to do is blow dry that bitch. And here are the final results there. So yeah, massive volume, big old texture. Things are looking great. And actually, I will say, with this current haircut that's like nice and short and very texturized, this all like feels like it has a bit of hold in it as well. Like I could, you know, if I wanted it to be very natural looking, I could leave it just like that. But I wanted to test out how the endurance would do with, you know, styling with a finishing product. So I decided to go in, I mean, it's a By Vilain video, so I decided to go in with their Revolution Wax, which is their Stronghold Low Shine one. And just a small, you know, about dime-sized scoop of that worked in very quickly, and bang, here are the final results. I think we are looking pretty solid. And so I did do an endurance test on this one. This is like 12 hours later. I don't know. It was a super long time later, and my hair literally didn't even move. So, yeah, final thoughts on the demo portion and actually using this stuff. As I mentioned, it will take a little bit of experimenting to find how much you need to use per application. For me, it's like 1 pump or maybe even a little bit less is plenty. I will also say I tried using this before I had my hair cut, when my hair was real long still. It was like down on my top lip, and it was just crazy. That was my shoulder popping just then, if you heard that. And so when my hair was that length and it was just really thick and like badly needed a cut, this was not great for me because of the grittiness. It just felt really tangly and stuff. But after having a fresh cut and just things being a lot more, you know, easier to get through, that was no longer an issue. So yeah, overall thoughts on the By Vilain, label out, By Vilain Nighne Liquefied Sea Salt. I like this. I think it's a unique take on the sea salt thing. I'm glad it just wasn't another, you know, run-of-the-mill sea salt spray. And again, I'll say it was a really clever move. You guys are sneaky, but in a good way. I like that they did the panthenol in there to really kind of compensate for, you know, the dryness and grittiness that sea salt naturally adds to your hair. So it's got, you know, a little bit of both worlds. And yeah, it works great. The texture turns out really nice. It's very lightweight. It does definitely add some thickness and some really big like volume boost to the hair. So yeah, it's nice stuff, and a little bit different than many of the other sea salt products out there right now, I think. All right, so now it's finally it was a weird toss. Let's try that again. It is finally, there we go, time to talk about the giveaway that they are doing for you guys. So I'm gonna do this similarly to previous giveaways that I've done. I'm just gonna have a link in the description box and probably in the pinned comment down below to a simple Google form where if you are interested, you can sign up. All you're gonna need to give me is your name and your preferred email address. I'll leave the giveaway entry period open for probably 3 days or so, just to give you guys some time to get in there, after which time I will just randomly select a winner and then pass on their contact information to the guys over at By Vilain, and the giveaway products themselves will be coming straight from the By Vilain warehouse. So, what does the giveaway actually have in it? Well, as you might imagine, we've got a full size of the new Neon liquefied sea salt. They're also going to give you a jar of the Revolution wax that we talked about a moment ago, and a 9-row By Vilain brush, which a lot of people tend to call these Denman brushes. And let me tell you something. I had never used any of the By Vilain like brushes or combs, and they sent me a bunch with this. They are super fucking nice, man. Like really high quality. It's got a nice heavy weight to it. The bristles are nice and firm. Got some. And I found this to be, like, with this hair length, it's a perfect tool for when you're blow drying, because it makes it just really easy to, like, lock the hair in and pull it taut while you're blow drying and stuff. Yeah, so really great brush, and so, you know, it's really cool that they're including one of those in the giveaway for you. So that wraps things up for this video, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this and found it helpful. Please do stay tuned. I've got a lot of content to catch up on now. I was trying to catch up before, and then I was put off for 4 fucking weeks. Thanks, Apple. Yeah, so plenty more coming your way, so if you haven't already, feel free to hit that subscribe button down below to keep up to date with all that, and as always, thank you guys so much for coming by and watching, and we'll see you at the next one.